What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Friday, at least at the time of recording this, and there seems to be a central theme. A couple of upcoming shows this week have started to kind of fire back at fans or issue some like preemptive strikes in terms of, people are going to complain about this, so we're going to get out in front of it and pretend that we don't care. She-Hulk apparently getting a ton of shine, a ton of it. Yesterday, Disney shared, I wanted to show this quick. Disney shared a big image of like kind of the MCU thing. The future is female. Just like Batgirl, which is apparently canceled. Disney saying must-she series for, of course, She-Hulk. Now, She-Hulk is not a show written for me, and its existence is, of course, totally fine. Not every show has to be for everybody. The problem is the very same people who live by that core tenet, who say that kind of thing, get completely booty blasted when people make fun of their show, or when they get low ratings or people don't watch it. They start calling you all sorts of ists and phobes and this and that. You know, She-Hulk is made for, I assume, the CW crowd, based on, and particularly female. And that's fine. It's going to suck. It's the viewership's not going to be good, and they're going to blame us, but that's neither here nor there. By the way, today's the last day to use promo code STIMMY, STIMMY, over at coffeebrandcoffee.com. 6 organic teas, 6 coffees. We've got our K-Cup pre-orders. We've got a few spots left in Roaster's Choice. The promo code is literally getting turned off today, so make sure you pick something up if you're thinking about it. First of all, She-Hulk director Kat confirms Disney Plus series developed with a focus on, quote, inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through the female lens. Here's the thing. There's a common fallacy in Hollywood that, like, these people think that it's not because, like, look, it's like the same fallacy where they're like, oh, we need more fat, ugly people on TV, men and women. The fact of the matter is women still prefer to look at attractive women. We've known this since the beginning of time, or since the Don Draper days of marketing. This is a known fact, but they keep putting ugly people on TV and telling us that that's beautiful, and it keeps failing. It's similar with this. The number of people looking for a strong, poorly written, on-the-nose female empowerment story is like 7, all right? Now, you have your average consumer who's just going to watch whatever Disney Plus puts out there, and that's fine too. But this show will fail, and it will fail very badly. Now, it doesn't cost Disney a ton to keep it on the platform, so it's unlikely that they're going to cancel it. But this show is not meant to be like super serious, I guess. But here's what they say. She-Hulk attorney at law director has confirmed that 2 of the most important aspects to the next MCU's entry development are, quote, inclusivity and making sure the story was told through the female lens. Asked by staff writer Sydney Bucksbaum how having, quote, a team of all women behind the camera influenced the series' production, the director insisted there were a lot of car accidents with a lot of cameras running into each other. Oh, wait, she didn't say that. I will be so excited the day when that's not a big deal. Well, why would that be a big deal? I'd be concerned that you don't have maybe the best person for the job and you're only hiring based on whatever chromosomes they have. But whatever. We're not there yet, she opined. But I hope that this show is part of the movement where it's just accepted that some shows are predominantly led by women because that's how life is. Hey, I remember Xena Warrior Princess was one of my all-time favorite shows as a youngin'. That was led by the wonderful Lucy Lawless. There's lots of female-led shows. Parks and Rec, pretty much led by Leslie Knope, another female-led character, one of my all-time favorite shows. I pretend that last season didn't exist. Seinfeld, Elaine was a main character, maybe not the main character, but there's a lot of female-dominant shows that have been extremely popular. That's the thing. These people keep gaslighting people and thinking, like, this is the first time ever in history a woman's done anything. Quote, it was definitely something we talked about, inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through a female lens. Comic books have a traditionality in the art being through the male gaze. And so there's a lot to talk about when it's the female gaze. And how do we get it from our point of view? The director then revealed that with these goals in mind, one thing I come back to was the wish fulfillment elements of getting to see her walking down a dark alley and someone gives her a hard time and she's able to kick their butt. It was something that every single woman could relate to, any woman of any age, explained the director. How exciting would it be to walk home in a dark alley and not worry? By the way, most men are concerned about that too. I'm just saying. Like, I don't think that a dark alley is a particularly safe place to be for any gender. Putting forth such nuanced things, the director recalled, we talked about women feeling the need to be polite. It comes up, if a guy comes up to you in the bar, it's obvious what he wants, but you don't want to offend him because you're afraid of being rude. By the way, men do this too. It's not uncommon that, by the way, as a man, if this is not even true, like from a romantic aspect, it's more common that like the town drunk is like, on one of his benders and you don't want to, push him over the edge and you just want to be left alone. And then maybe the bartender and the bartender says, hey, he just wants to be left alone. So it doesn't create an issue. And then you later hire that bartender because she's on the same wavelength as you and she becomes your assistant. But anyway, that's like, it's being not wanting to be rude is not a uniquely woman thing. Like what that is like, her being a sexist. There are plenty of times that there are people at the, like for example, at the pub where I just want to like watch the Brewer game and I don't want to like yakety yak with everyone around me. And then there's somebody yakking in my ear and I'll like get up and move, or I'll pretend to like go have a smoke and then sneak in the other side of the bar. Cause I just don't want to be like, hey dude, shut up. I'm just trying to watch the game. So anyway, that's not a uniquely woman thing, but the problem is people think it is. And then we get to the CGI. She-Hulk producers respond, this is yesterday, to CGI criticism saying fans would tear apart the character's appearance anyway. Well, that's a good excuse. She-Hulk producers have responded to backlash aimed at the lead character's appearance. She-Hulk producers have defended their lead character's appearances after fans criticized the CGI in early clips. She-Hulk, which premieres on August 18th, which is just 2 weeks away from now, is the latest in the Marvel Disney Plus series, which follows Mark Ruffalo's cousin, Jennifer Walters, who gains the ability to turn into the Hulk, and is smarter and better at it than he is, of course. However, after the first trailer was released in May, fans quickly turned against the series, complaining about the quality of CGI. Some fans were also disappointed by Maslany's appearance as she transforms into She-Hulk because she does not appear to be overly muscular. She-Hulk director Kat responded to criticism by saying, in terms of the CGI being critiqued, I think it has to do with our culture's belief in its ownership of women's bodies. Oh, of course. If you criticize the CGI, you're a sexist. I think a lot of the critique comes from feeling like they're able to tear apart the CGI woman. It's not like everyone rips on Marvel CGI. It's not like it's a constant source of critique in every film, but no, She-Hulk's the first time it's about women. There's a lot of talk about her body type, and we base it on Olympian athletes and not bodybuilders, but I think if we'd gone the other way, we'd be facing the same critique. I think it's very hard to win when you make women's bodies. I don't. It's very easy. I mean, I'd say both of these She-Hulks look good. One on the right obviously looks much better, but like both look good. I think that again, you're firing off this salvo of saying like, I've had coworkers sit next to me and break down crying. The artist said I've had people have anxiety attacks on the phone. Many fans have questioned whether the CGI in She-Hulk was unfinished due to the strain on the show's video effects team. And by the way, there is some truth to that. From what I understand, Disney and Marvel doing like their CGI because they're so CGI dependent is a crummy job, and it's like a sweatshop. I've heard these things. I don't know any. I don't have any like friends that work there, but this has been something that's been reported many times. And it's like, okay, well, why not make it look better? We saw what happened with Sonic, right? The fact that they took the time to go back and make Sonic look better without crunching their video effects people, not only ensured the first movie's success, but probably was the biggest reason that, one of the big reasons that it got a sequel. And probably there'll be another one, I'm sure, almost assuredly. So the idea that, oh no, it's a CGI critique is uniquely a woman thing is just baloney sausage. And the idea that, like, you have they're firing out these preemptive strikes about, like, you know, oh, we're the wham in this. They were going to complain anyway. And to an extent, people complain. But that's not what they said. So if you had said, yeah, people complain, we do the best we can, we hope that you like the product we have. That's how you answer it if you're not an ideologue. But if you are an ideologue, you say, well, that's just because it's a woman, and that makes it totally different, which is also BS. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.